Today we're going to be taking a look at a thermal imaging camera attachment that you can add to the bottom of your phone so that you can turn your phone into a thermal imaging camera. It's by FOTRIC. It's called TP320A. It comes with a bunch of accessories and stuff, so let's get it open. Boom. There's a bunch of stuff in here. This is the attachment, the camera itself. Boom. Just plug that into the bottom of your phone with the Type-C smartphone thermal camera. Comes with a little selfie stick. There's a tripod. Wait a minute. That's kind of cool. And what do we get here? We get a thick user guide. I think this is the magnetic attachment. Get a couple power cables. Maybe a little phone holder or something. And a Type-C pass-through. And that's everything. Okay, so there is an app. It's called FOTRIC Genie. Device. Add device. Like this. That way. Allow. And there it is, baby. Look at that. Infrared. Digital. Show temperature. Wow. My hand hot. Okay, so this works. That's nice. And you can take video too. And the frame rate is a lot better than the built-in FLIR on this phone. Anyways, so that's pretty much it. So now I guess I'm just gonna take it out and like look at a bunch of different stuff with it. Okay, I may have created a monstrosity here, but okay. I'm just gonna plug this in here. There it is. See, the frame rate's pretty good, like, you know, overall. A couple more things. You can rotate it so you can have your phone go this way to have kind of a more clean feel. It can also be like portrait mode, and you can also change its orientation to go the other way, whatever you prefer. It's very very adjustable. And there's also a super resolution mode up here. So in super resolution mode, this is 640 by 480, so I think it helps overall clean look. So we have our little tripod here, and we're on the go, connected with our phone and everything. Mobile accessory. She's good. But it also comes with a magnetic attachment. This would be really cool for like finding leaks at a plant, or you work on cars. You're trying to find like an exhaust leak or a radiator leak or something. This is actually a really handy tool. It's also only, I hate to say only $300, but for thermal imaging cameras, they usually get pretty pricey, especially with this like frame rate. The cheap thermal imaging cameras can't really record or capture pictures usually, but this one just captures pictures directly to your phone. I think it's an extremely useful tool. It's pretty heavy duty. I could think of like a million times in my life, in my career, where I definitely could have used this to like easily spot a leak or something. Like I should have used it to inspect my house, this house that I bought. I should have inspected that, you know, because if I point this thing at the wall, I guarantee you'll see a million different hot spots. In fact, there's an entire strip of wall right here that they just forgot to insulate. Hold on, you can probably see that right now. Look at that. Look at that. Exposed. Look at that heat. I'm standing right in front of that recording tech reviews. Also, this is an extension pole. So in case you want to stay far away from the heat, and you can also like adjust the angle of this. See the router? See how hot that is? I get up nice and close to that bad boy. Take a look at that. That thing is hot. Anyways, so if you want a thermal imaging camera for a very reasonable price with an extra long selfie stick to keep you safe, magnetic attachment, if you're a car enjoyer or like a mechanic or whatever, this is definitely something that you just need, straight up. So now I'll just take it outside, try this magnetic mount. I'll show you guys my truck. Not gonna lie, it's not doing well, so see you out there. All right, so I'm just gonna start out the truck. You guys have to hear this too, so. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, now I just need some metal. I think it's sticking to these nuts, but that'll do. All right, and I got my phone. I'm just gonna plug it in. If your car is a little more metal than mine, I'm just gonna kind of pick it up and move it around, but if you wanna just stick it in place and let it monitor a certain spot for a while, you can do that. Engine. Maybe can I do one of these? Will it make it full screen? Okay. Pretty warm in there. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a little engine. See that heat in there? Ooh. Oh God, get up in there, man. This is where the stick could come in handy, you know? Not a bad setup, huh? I feel like it would work a little bit better if you were inside in the shop, but it's not terrible. For 300 bucks, you really can't beat it, especially if you're looking for a real hot spot or a leak. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Everything's all covered up with plastic covers, so it's hard to see the heat on it, but they said that you can also use it for like pets. I'm gonna go find my doggy. Pet monitor confirmed. Show that it still works with no light at all. Does it still work? If I put my hand on the wall, does it stay? Can you see me heating up? You see me going? Am I heating up right now or what? Okay. All right, anyways, so works at night, works during the day, monitor your pet. As you can see, my house is not very well insulated. You can see the hot spots. It's quite the hot day outside today. Should be pretty easy to spot the few areas in my house that may require some attention. Let's take a look, shall we? For some reason, the sink is hot. Why is it so hot right there? What's going on there? What is that? Whoa, the dishwasher's warm. The dishwasher's underneath there. Okay. There's our calendar over there. Got a little heat. If you take a look up there, you can see the AC vent is nice and blue. And all around the edges of the house, you can kind of see the heat seeping in, especially right here. Up there, behind the cabinet up there, they definitely missed some insulation there. And then there's heat around those lights. Even though those lights are not on, there's heat around them because heat's just leaking in from the attic. And you can even see the studs for the house with this. You can see that there's like blue, and then right there where there's no color, you could spot a stud easily with this. So you don't really need a stud finder if you have one of these. So that's kind of cool. The door seal on this door leaks. Sometimes in the rain, you get a couple drips inside. So yeah, that definitely, and around the doorknob. There's the outlet for the treadmill, and then kind of like along the baseboards of the floor, it's also leaking some heat. You can see the TV there is pretty hot. There's the iPad on the couch. Can you spot it? And there's my thermostat. That corner is a little hot. There may be an entire strip of mist insulation over here. Hold on. I may have spotted another one. I don't think there's insulation here. Well, that's nice. And then our front door looks like the entrance to hell, literally. Look at that. It's a complete perfect ring of heat where the weather strip just did not work. There's the light switch on the left you can kind of see. Okay, there's the breaker panel. That thing is hot. And then you can even see the power kind of coming up, the heat. And there's the AC vent up there. There's my exhaust fan, which looks like is actually letting in hot air from the outside. So that's good to know. My garage is not insulated. Aww. It's pitch black in there. Oh, look at how hot everything is, bruh. Look at the garage door. Look at this wall. And then look out there. My goodness, dude. That was just a FOTRIC smartphone thermal camera. So if you want a camera that you could just plug into your phone at a budget, a good refresh rate, recording capability, you could take pictures, you could use it for troubleshooting. It's a really nice tool to have. I feel like it's small enough that you could probably fit it in your toolbox if you have one. Personally, I'm very impressed. Like I said, this phone has like infrared built in that's a little bit slower, I think, than this overall. I would say, especially with the selfie stick, I really like that too. If you're just like into engineering or whatever, or you're like an electrician, even plumbers, a lot of them have these already in their arsenal, but they have like a super big one or it's really bulky. Like I said, it doesn't have recording capability or something. So if you're looking for something that's affordable, that works, tool that could help you, definitely highly recommend this thing. Check it out. I'll leave a link for it in the description. They also make a couple of other really cool tools. They make acoustic imagers. So if you want to see sound, you know, any kind of troubleshooting at like an industrial scale, they make tools like that. So definitely give them a shot. Just see what they have to offer. There's really cool tools that I didn't even know existed at all, that I only learned about because of FOTRIC. So definitely give them a shot. Thanks for watching this tech review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.